Thank you guys for waiting. Hopefully it wasn't too terribly long. What? Hold on. No, we are not now. Luke made the accusation. And in Luke's last stream, he had clarified that basketball shorts are not pants. So we are living up to his standard. That is the accusation was thrown. And so by his standards, what I said was accurate. So, and what are they then? They're shorts, not pants. They're not even short pants. Exactly. See? Exactly. But your roast rate for the evening is brought to you by Midnight Monopoly. Big old shout out to Midnight. If you guys aren't following Midnight, do yourselves a favor. Check her out. A lovely little lady, fantastic streamer, good friend of the channel. Midnight, thank you so much for redeeming 10,000 channel points to get us to try this coffee. Our coffee! Coffee. White Russian. The dude abides. See how this one goes. I was upset they didn't send me a sticker this time. It's bullshit. But it is what it is. Your beans, as this is a flavor infused coffee, you see they're nice and shiny. Nice and darker than normal. Was that the dude? It was indeed. I mean, if you have something White Russian, it's gotta be shorts and pants in high school. Well, considering how long it took me to wear jeans, it was not the dude TM, but the dude. It is in fact the dude. But they say it's a medium blend, kind of fits the look through test. You know what I'm saying? I will say it smells a lot like Kahlua, but your tasty notes are cream and coffee. I imagine Kahlua has kind of got itself a chocolatey taste as well. So we will see if I would go to work as the dude for sure. I thought about updating the Roast Rate Brewing screen a little bit for this one, but I just didn't have the time. But as always, most of your bones coffees, you are dealing with flavor infused. And we'll see what they decide a White Russian should taste like. So, without further ado, I give to you the sip. Alrighty, that's interesting. I can see where they get the cream. The sip, indeed. It looks pretty black. It's not that bad. Like if you look, typically I go by the fingertips of the cup. On the darker brews, you cannot see any of the light through it. Not exactly white through. Oh, I see. I see what you're saying. Black Russians are a thing though. It's just a White Russian. It's just Kahlua and vodka. There's I will say it does give me a Kahlua vibe, like because a lot of times you can. It does give me a Kahlua vibe. I could definitely feel like a cream with it as well. It's just missing the vodka. But no, it's a nice little refreshing cup of coffee. It's got a little bit of a bite to it. I will say it's got with a Kahlua flavor. I feel like that's going to accent a I think it's going to accent the bitterness of it. He's looking more judgmental than normal. You know, you're probably not wrong there a little bit. But I can see the Kahlua taste accenting a bitterness. I don't. It's not like super strong, but it does have a bite at the end of it, which I thought the cream taste would kind of counteract that a little bit. But apparently not so much, which it's not a bad thing by any means. The cream it starts out with, because the beginning is very smooth. And then when it kind of gets into because the other note's coffee. I got the email notification of separation date. Nice! Hell yes, Raph. Good deal. We'd love to hear it. Luke or Bisman throwing Luke's face over mine. That'd be funny if it would go over Norm. Just like. But so the cream to start off, it makes it rather smooth. And then we go into a little bit, like I said, at the end, it's got that bite, which again, not too surprising, based off of the amount of Kahlua that I've drank throughout the years. I could definitely see how it would give those bitter notes of coffee a bit of a bite at the end of it all. I need to figure out how I want to do this with the chat box. I know I said every roast rate, but every roast rate's different, so I don't ever know what to do with it. With all it being said, because it's an interesting. It only took 148 years, right? Wouldn't it be 130 years for Seraph? Because you can't join the military until you're 18. I'm probably gonna give it. Can't decide between a 6 or 7. Is it a cold season coffee or a arm season coffee? An arm season or a arm? Just because it's nice, a warm. I mean, to be fair, you know, White Russians are anytime. But it's always arm season. Absolutely. You gotta get those gains, right? I'm gonna give it a 7. Because it's nice. The creamy start. And then flowing into a chocolatey taste. And then gives you that little bite at the end. I feel like it's worthy more of a higher rating. Just because I am a fan of the darker flavor. And I feel like it's a nice complement to the smooth, creamy start. Yeah, it's like it's nummy. Yeah, that's a great word. It's so nummy. What kind of pickle does it pair with? Pickles only pair well with trash cans, Luke. But yeah, it's definitely a novelty. Um, it's not bad by any moons. Moons? Wow, words by any means. And it's just I feel like the more you drink of this, the less those flavor notes are gonna come out because your tongue's just gonna get used to it. But as a one-off, it's pretty solid. So I think 7 is gonna be good. Just because the smooth end of the chocolate with a little bit of a bite at the end. It's a nice little thing. So thank you, kiddo, for your redemption and thinking of me. Obviously, White Russians and bowling go hand in hand, as they always should. And thank you for picking this coffee for me to try. Next week, I think I've got it ordered. I don't know why I haven't got emails. Roast great, kiddo. Hi, kiddo. Oh no, I have not bought that one yet. Crap. Okay. Well, next one will hopefully be Luke's. I'll make sure to get that bought tonight. And hopefully it gets here by Wednesday. You missed it, kiddo. You did indeed. I gave it a 7. It is language, ma'am. But thank you for the shout outs to the kiddo. It's going to be the next one's yours, Luke. The Grounds and Hounds Rescue Roast. But it's got a creamy start to it. Obviously, cream's one of the a -2. Grounds and Hounds, the Rescue Roast. But it's a creamy start. Oh my! And then goes into kind of a chocolatey, and then it really has a bite at the end of it that is quite delightful. So glad I get to say to you in person, kiddo, thank you so much for all the support you give me, honey. For choosing 10,000 channel points redemption to get me to try a coffee that you know would probably be pretty good and enjoyable for me. And unlike some of these other heathens with the with their redemptions. But it looked good. It tastes good. Look at that. Look at the dude. Look at the dude. That carpet really held the room together. It was. There's so many like nice little Easter eggs on that. That's lovely. But kiddo, I appreciate you. But let us get back to some more pointing and clicking, shall we?